Greetings, fellow Earthlings and viewers across the World Wide Web. This is Tune 215, and today we are in the state of Wisconsin. We're currently in the city of Dodgeville. We're going to be doing a driving tour of downtown Dodgeville, Wisconsin today. It's currently 40 degrees outside. We got pretty clear skies. The sun is out, shining bright. We're in a residential neighborhood right now. We're about 2 minutes away from our desired destination of downtown Dodgeville. We're currently on Union Street. We're passing north. Somehow, some way, there's a vehicle behind me, popped up out of nowhere, like a magic trick. Harry Houdini, come out, wherever you are. David Copperfield, come out, wherever you are. Must be another CGI animation effect. All right, let's continue moving forward, passing Jewett. We're on Union and Jewett. I'm going to allow this vehicle to go by me because despite her having a disabled placard on her rearview mirror, which is supposed to be moved when you're operating the vehicle, she was kind of tailing me. We got a nice spotty dog on our left. Wow, it had a lot of spots. It was chocolate and white. Chocolate being the color brown. How would you describe brown to somebody who cannot see? That's a good question. We're on Union and Church. Brown. So brown isn't a bright color. Brown is a dark color. Not necessarily. Wow. How do you describe colors to somebody who can't see? You know what I mean? I just took that into consideration. So white is a bright color. Black is a dark color. Brown is a shade or two up from one of the darkest colors. That's probably one of the only ways that I can describe it. We have a trailer park on my left-hand side. We're about 1 minute away from downtown Dodgeville. Dodge as in the Dodgers, or Dodge Charger, Dodge Ram, Dodge Polara. We're on Union and Quarry. We just passed Quarry. Dodge as in Dodge from the Netflix series Lock and Key. We're passing Monitor Street. We're on Union and Monitor. We have sidewalks on my left, no sidewalk on my right until it looks like right about, oh, there's a little sidewalk right here and then it just stops abruptly. There's a bike route sign. Now, let's talk about bike route. That's a good topic. Surprisingly, upon entering the state of Wisconsin, I was blown away when I saw many neighborhoods allowed ATVs on the road. Now, what do I mean by ATV on the road? There's signs, just like they have the bike route sign. There's signs that says this road is ATV accessible, or UTV, ATV or UTV, meaning that they allow you to ride your four-wheeler on the public roads. Oh man, only if the bike life community knew about this town. Yo, Friends Forever Childcare on our left. I'm telling you, I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, you're telling me that you're allowed to ride a four-wheeler here? And it was, dozens of roads that had the sign that said ATV accessible. And it showed a picture of a four-wheeler. I was like, yo, don't I wish I had a four-wheeler right about now. I'd do a tour in a four-wheeler. But I thought I'd point that out because I did not know that. And I have not seen any other state that had the sign. Now, I did see some other states where I saw gentlemen riding their four-wheelers around because it was farmland. But this is on, like, asphalt street, public street. All right, so we got the Quick Trip gas station on our left-hand side. They have regular gas for $3.99 per gallon. We are currently at their downtown strip. Now, first thing I noticed before I make a right-hand turn is on my left-hand side, you got the Hotel Higbee on the corner, right? But right on the corner of that, there's a pole. Go up to the top of that pole, there's cameras. There's like some heavy-duty cameras. You got one heavy-duty camera pointed to downtown. Then you got one of the regular ones, like the eye in the sky, the little globe half-circle thingy-majiggy. Yeah, so they're keeping a watch, literally, on downtown. So let's make this right-hand turn and check it out, guys. Wow, we're in downtown. On the left-hand side, we got On the Corner Nutrition. On my right-hand side, we got Edward Jones Investment. Let me pull out of the way. I have a gigantic truck behind me. He looks like he's on his way to work. All right, we got one more vehicle. On my right-hand side, we got Farm Yard Primitives and Antiques. All right, it looks like there's no more cars behind us. We have Pillar Wealth Management Company on my left-hand side. We got something called the Auditorium on my left. The Choice, Wisconsin on our right. We got Iowa Street Barbershop on our right. I'm gonna pull over again. We got another vehicle. Steph's Sweet Treats on my right. Quality Bakery since 1928 on my left. Iowa County Title Company on our right. Real Estate Potterton Rural Insurance on our left. Wells Fargo on our left-hand side. Bob's Bitchin' Barbecue on our right. Yo, we just passed. What's this? Merrimack. Oh, Merrimack. Passing Iowa. We got a vehicle behind us, guys, so I got to speed it up just a bit. Check out this building on my left-hand side. It looks neat. It looks like an important building. I'm going to go around the block. I'm going to have to because, unfortunately, despite my timing, there's still cars out. And that street appears to be like a main street where people fly doing 45 miles an hour. It's not the easiest thing in the world doing these tours when you got people behind you wanting to do double the speed limit. I'm going to pass Union because we already went up Union. We had somebody on my right doing some yard work with a weed whacker, trimming the edges. There you go. She was about to turn and then she just kept on going behind me. Go ahead. You're more than welcome to go, man. If you guys go check out my Fig video, Figueroa Street, or Figueroa Avenue, I should say, Los Angeles' open air love market. If you check that out, you'll see a dozen plus comments saying, drive slower. Why are you driving so fast? I'm driving as fast as I'm driving now. Jan's Hair Designs on our left. And most people don't understand that, especially in LA. Especially in LA. We're on Dakota, spelled D-A-C-O-T-A-H. Chappelle or Chapel and Dakota. Let's make this right-hand turn because it's a dead end in front of us. Most people don't realize, from the viewer's perspective, sitting at home on your lovely couch, seat, and or inside your mobile vehicle, right? Most people don't realize how fast people drive in the real world. And I'm sure you know, if you know, you know. You might even be one of those pedal to the metal drivers yourself who rushes everybody out of the way. Well, taking that into consideration, I'll be doing 10, 15 miles an hour on a 35 mile per hour road when people want to do 45, 50. So, although it looks like it's fast, I'm not going fast, guys. I'm crawling as slow as I can. When there's no cars behind me, I crawl. When there's cars behind me, I do my best to move out of the way, you know? But every now and then, I hear the occasional honk, honk, beep, beep. I get a bird flipped off at me. Yo, look at my left, look at my left, look at my left, look at the bike, look at the bike, look at the bike. That's a Cheng Beng Kung Pao. No, that's a Yamaha. That's a Yamaha. That's a WR250. That was nice. Supermoto, street legal. It looked like one of the Kung Paos. That's not a real brand, but we used to refer to any Chinese knockoff motorbike as like you got the Chung Pao. That's not a real name. We would just say that. Although, when I used to work with GoPeds when I was a youngster, we got Hillman's Old Style steak, shrimp, and fish shrimp bar on our right. Steak, shrimp, fish, shrimp, whatever. Yeah, when I used to work with GoPeds, which is a motorized scooter, gas scooter, two-stroke scooter when I was a youngster, we're at Iowa Street. So the main street is Iowa Street. Hence why several of the businesses had Iowa in the name, because their main street in downtown is Iowa Street. We're at the intersection of Iowa and Merrimack. 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 It kind of reminds me of Miramax, like the company that produces films. We got Kathleen's Market on our right. There's somebody eating. She's eating at the cafe. She's drinking her coffee. Speaking of cafe, she's on my right-hand side. Up, she just scratched her face. I hope you cleaned your hands, ma'am. Now she put her hands inside her sleeves. She must be cold because now she has some of her fingers sticking out. Look at City of Dodgeville police right here in front of us. Let's see if I can get pulled over again today. I got pulled over yesterday, y'all. Yo, I got pulled over yesterday in a town just like this. All right, let's make this left-hand turn here. I'll talk about the GoPed shortly. Montgomery and Merrimack. We have the police department in front of us on our now right-hand side, Dodgeville Police Department. So there was a scooter called GoPeds. I used to have dozens of them growing up. I used to fix, buy, sell, trade, do all that stuff with those scooters. And there was two primary brands of motors. You had the Zenoa motor, Zenoa 2.5, Zenoa 3.0, Zenoa 3.5, and so on, 4.1. That was the size of the motor, right? The Zenoa was the brand. The numbers I'm saying was the size of the motor. We're at Montgomery and Division. And then there was a not so popular name brand called Chungyang. So Chung, C-H-U-N-G, Yang, Y-A-N-G, Chungyang. Chungyang came in similar sizes, but it was poorer build quality, poorer casting, poorer materials. They would tend to seize up quicker, especially if you didn't break them in properly, and they were a lot cheaper. So they basically gave you something where it was faster than a stock motor, but it wasn't the best reputable brand. Zenoa was Zenoa was the Nike, while Chungyang was probably like the Payless or like the Kmart sneaker or the Walmart sneaker, you know what I mean? So when you built these scooters, you wanted to go with the Nike or you wanted to go with the Zenoa. We're on Iowa and Division. That's that quick mark on our right hand side. Quick Trip, spelled quick, K-W-I-K, Quick Trip on our right hand side. So yeah, that's a little story. That's when we started talking about the Chung Yao, Kung Peng Pao, Kung Pao, or whatever. I'll just explain that to you guys so you had a little bit of context. There were some bikes for sale on the right hand side, like some bicycles. They had them posted on the corner, like 3 children's bikes. So it looks like we scaled most of downtown, ladies and gentlemen, all within the matter of one topic and conversation. But we'll still spin the block. I'll go through downtown one more time because I'm sure somebody didn't take a detail in. We're on Dakota and Division. I'm going to make this right-hand turn. But we'll spend the latter half of the video exploring the neighborhood that's surrounding downtown. Gives you an idea. Dodgeville is a city in the county seat of Iowa County, Wisconsin, United States. The population was 4,984 people as of the 2020 United States Census, making it the county's most populous city. Dodgeville is a part of the Madison Metropolitan Statistical Area. Its sister city is Oakham, Rutland, United Kingdom. Wow, United Kingdom, that's the sister city. Shout out to all the UK. Blup, blup, pop, pop. Crikey, mate. So, I think that's Australian. I hope you smash that thumbs up from your property. All right, new beginnings. They're doing some renovation work over here on my left. I see some Menards sheathing. Passing Lynn and Fountain. Look at furniture on my right. Somebody's cleaning out a property, I guess. All right, we're at Union and Fountain. We're currently on Fountain. We got a gentleman on my left-hand side. He is on the phone. I want to continue moving forward. We got the public library on my right-hand side. We got another gentleman on the left getting into his Penske vehicle. He's, I guess, doing some work. You got the Community Connections Free Clinic Neighborhood Health Partners on our left. The library was on our right. The Metropolitan Building on our left, which has several office suites, such as the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Wow, the Division of Vocational Rehabilitation. Vocational usually means talking. Rehabilitation means you're going to bring something back. So vocational rehabilitation, I wonder if when people lose their language or something, this company must specialize in that. SWCAP, Business Development, Community Connections Free Clinic, Oregon Mental Health Service, Access Community Health. So it seems like this metropolitan building on our left provides health services to the community. All right, let's move forward. Should I move forward? No, let's make this right. Let's take this spin through downtown just one more time. Just one more time.
That's City Hall.
We got City Hall on my right-hand side, too, connected to the library. So the library is connected to City Hall. Community Treasure Gift Store on my left-hand side. Yo, let's pretend like we're going to go in this gas station, right? Look at these trash can lids. These trash can lids look like sodas. Like bottles of soda. Yo, I want one. Even I don't even drink soda. Dude, they got one of these in the shape of a bottle of water? Look at this trash can thing right here on my left. Yo, please put recyclable plastic and cans into this bin. Yo, that is decent. That's the first time I've ever seen one of those. You see, I'm always finding something strange and peculiar about each and every city that no other city has. I've never seen that. Wow, and that must be like an initiative of the gas station. I don't think the city has anything to do with that. Maybe the owner of the Quick Trip, has a catalog where he or she orders, their waste bins and stuff, and he probably saw those and said, "Oh, that's cool. It looks like a bottle of soda." We got the Wisconsin Property Realty LLC in front of us. It's all about service. That's what it says. But yeah, that is crazy. Yo, 4 bottles of soda, giant bottles of soda. That's decent. That makes you want to throw away your trash, don't it? Laze's Boutique on our right. I didn't see that the first time. Vibe Body Art, Pillar Wealth Management. Look at the buildings. Look up, look down. Look at the details. Look at the architecture, the structure, the styles of materials, chosen to be used. Quality Bakery since 1928 on our left, where that gentleman's getting in a vehicle with a bag. He probably bought some baked goods. Yeah, he definitely did come out the bakery. Bob's Bitchin' Barbecue. Could you imagine you take your kid to, let's say you got a 7-year-old. You take him to Bob's Bitchin' Barbecue, and then in the future he goes, "Mom, can we go get some barbecue chicken from Bob's Bitchin' Barbecue? It's chicken be bitchin'." And it's like bitchin' with like an apostrophe at the end, I guess like Southern style. This building on our left was made in 1859. I'm surprised that isn't City Hall because it looks so This is Iowa County Courthouse. That was the courthouse we passed, y'all, on our left. The Vintage Vestibule Candle Company on our right. Iowa BMO Harris Bank on our left. Esh Insurance Agency on our left. Free community meals, feeding friends every Wednesday at 5 p.m. That's cool. That's a cool service. That's Methodist Church on our right. United Methodist Church. We're at Monitor, like a computer monitor, like a hall monitor, like a monitor, like a lizard. Dodgeville Area Chamber of Commerce on our right. We got Old Style Dino's. It looks like a little bar and pub on our left. We got the Loloff Peterson Huck Funeral Home on our left. All right, and it looks like we're getting veered off into a residential neighborhood again. Dodgeville is located on an elevation of 1,194 feet above sea level. The total area that Dodgeville encompasses is 4.06 square miles. The area code is 608. Dodgeville was founded by Henry Dodge. Wow. Now, who is Henry Dodge? You might ask. Punch Buggy. I said punch Buggy, no punch back. Punch whoever next to you, your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, your niece, your nephew, your grandma. Visit a gravestone and just give the gravestone a little tap. Punch Buggy, no punch back. That's messed up because I got a lot of people in the grave that's definitely not going to punch me back. All right, let's make this left-hand turn. Gentleman in front of us got in his vehicle. He's strapping up his seatbelt, making sure he's safe. It's better to be safe than sorry. We got somebody on our left mowing the lawn. Wow, sir, he's mowing the lawn. So Mr. Henry Dodge was the former governor of Wisconsin. His name was Moses Henry Dodge. He was a Democrat member to the U.S. House of Representatives and U.S. Senate Territorial Governor of Wisconsin and a veteran of the Black Hawk War. I've never heard of the Black Hawk War. All right, we're on Chapel Street. Chapel, Chapel, Main and Chapel. Let's make this right-hand turn. I'm surprised their Main Street isn't part of the downtown. We got the Wisconsin Masonic Heritage Center, and they got the Dodgeville Lodge Masonic sign over here. Let me see if I can position myself accordingly so that you guys can see this. Remember, the police station's right up the block. Look right there. You see that sign? It has the Freemason logo. Dodgeville Lodge 119, free and accepted Masons. Our love is toward mankind. The Wisconsin Masonic Heritage Center. I notice in a lot of these small towns, right? Because big cities got Masonic lodges too. But it's almost like eerie when you see it in a small town because it's like, wow, this town is so small and you guys make sure to squeeze one of those in here. In a big city, it's like, all right, we got a dozen, like in Philly, we got a dozen Masonic, churches and lodges and buildings scattered throughout the city. But it's just, I don't know, it's more like, it's just weird here. We're at Level and Chapel or Chappelle Show. So, we got Health and Human Services Center, Chapel Street entrance on our left. Look at that little library box. You see it? Yeah, take a book and leave a book, baby. Take a book and leave a book. Aging and Disability Resource Center on our left-hand side. ADRC. ADRC. That reminds me of AVRP. That was another service in Philadelphia. I believe it was Adolescence Violence Prevention Program, where we used to work with troubled youth who would get admitted into the court system, Dodgeville in front of our schools. There's a park on our right, and so much more. There was an arrow sign over there. I kind of missed most of it. I'm sorry. Let's make this left at Douglas. Chapel and Douglas. But yeah, AVRP used to work with troubled youth who would get into the court system at a young age, would get kicked out of school, would have like tardy history of, absentees and suspensions and stuff. And it would be like a program where, we let them know that there was more to life than just being a hoodlum. We're at Douglas and Merrimack. Let's make this left. Most kids aren't never hoodlums. They just need a little bit of love, a little bit of care, a little bit of attention, a little bit of socialization. A lot of the times we shun off the bad seeds of the family, right? And I'm going to reiterate what I heard the other day on a biblical radio station, right? Because I was driving through the country and I was listening literally through like the country. I think this was like Wyoming, like in the middle of nowhere. And I remember on the radio, I think it was a pastor, a preacher. He was talking about a bunch of different things. Wow, that center on our left got tons of solar panels on the roof. They're already modern and hip way at the times. That's the Health and Human Services Center of Merrimack. So he mentioned we tend to shun off. Well, he didn't mention it this way, but I'm going to reiterate what he said, and hopefully you guys get the message. We're at Level of Merrimack. We tend to shut off the bad seeds of our family. Whether it's a child who's supposedly, quote unquote, acting up, whether it's a family member who's on substance abuse, who's on drugs, who's on some sort of has alcoholism, or look at that little lighthouse in the corner, that's decent, that's awesome. Who maybe addicted to drugs, maybe going through problems, whatever that person in your family is going through, we tend to blame it on them. But that usually reflects a problem or an issue within the family. And when that voice came through the radio and those words connected with my nerve systems, and I was blown away. Like, I don't think anybody ever looks at it like that. How it's a reflection on our family. Like, if you have just one person in your family that might be stuck on an issue, you got the Plymouth Congregational Church on our right. Oh, they got a little food pantry, little free pantry. That's cool. If we have one person in our family, that's the police department on our right. Let's go straight and then, I don't know, probably travel the other side and see what it look like. We got the Chronicles on our left. Chronicle, 1862 to 1935. That's probably the newspaper. The Chronicle is probably their newspaper. But yeah, man, that was a powerful moment for me. Oh, snap, that's a theater across the street. How come I didn't notice that the first time? You see, that's why it's important to pass through downtown more than once. There's a theater right there across the street. I don't know if y'all can see it because the sun is in front of us and it's casting a shadow. That's an actual movie theater. And it says Dodge on top. Matter of fact, I'm going to try to take a picture. It says Dodge on top, and they're playing Sonic too. It seems like damn near every movie theater that I see lately is playing Sonic. I have mixed emotions about Sonic because I love Sonic. I grew up playing Sonic. I was a Sega Genesis, player. I actually still have one. Sega Genesis was it growing up. I played Nintendo, I played Atari, I played Jaguar, I played a couple other things growing up as a kid, but Sega was it. Tails, Knuckles, and so on, and Sonic. So let's cross because this car's coming. Boom. I love Sonic, and I used to watch the cartoon too, but I think that the casting should have been done better. I'm a huge Jim Carrey fan. I love Jim Carrey. I love all his movies. Humans Old Style on our left. Looks like a little red room bar and restaurant. I'm just not a big fan of him being casted in Sonic because the original scientist in Sonic, he was, to my knowledge, at least from Sega Genesis perspective, correct me if I'm wrong, the mad scientist was chubby. He wasn't only like bald with the big mustache and all that, but he was big, he was round, he was chubby. And they casted Jim Carrey, and if they were going to cast Jim Carrey, give him a big bodysuit. make him look like, you know how they did Fat Albert, or you know how they did the one with Eddie Murphy when he plays everybody, Big Norbit, or like Big Mama's House. You know how they put the bodysuits? That's what they should have did. Just gave him a big bodysuit, try to make him resemble the character. He's still skinny. He's still skinny Jim Carrey. You know, so that's just my mixed emotions about that. So I watched Sonic 1, but I wasn't completely blown away because, I don't know, it just felt awkward that the mad scientist was so slender, so slim. But yeah, so that was powerful, guys. What that preacher said, we're passing Rogers. So if you have anybody in your family that is going through trials and tribulations, let's not judge them. Let's not shun them. I wish I knew this years ago. Just be there for them and reflect on what could be. I know some people out there say, but they can try it with their friends. Peer pressure. It ain't got nothing to do with my family. Don't take this personal. But, you know, it's probably, you know, 1-2% out there. Yo, they're selling lawnmowers on the left. The dude's lawnmower on our right looked like it was broken too. He kept pulling it. Dude, maybe you should go across the street and buy a lawnmower. The dude on my right's planting grass seeds. Yo, he had like a little mechanism in his hand where I guess had grass seeds, and he's just like spinning. Look at it, Class A RV Ambassador by Holiday Rambler on our right. He was like, I've never seen that device. I guess it's a farming tool, like a low budget one. We're on Bishop and Merrimack, where you could, I guess, help spread seedage. I'm assuming he was spreading seedage on his lawn because he did have a couple dead patches, so maybe that's it. But wow, a dead end on our right. Yeah, we're in a residential neighborhood, guys. As you can see, most of the homes have vinyl siding. A handful have bricks. They seem like traditional townhomes, apex rooftops, 2-car garage in front of us. Some have 1-car garage, some have 2-car garages, and so on. We got a cemetery over here on our left-hand side. Let's make a left so we can take a sneak peek at the cemetery. See right there? Cemetery. Now, mind you, not every cemetery is this big. We passed through a town, matter of fact, what was it? Yesterday. Yo, I thought Toontown in Tennessee had the smallest population we've been in yet. Access denied. Toontown had like 348 people or something. Toontown was small. You remember when we went through Toontown? If you don't remember, I did cover a town called Toontown, Toone, Toontown in Tennessee, and it's on my page. They had like less than 400 people there. It was a really small town. We passed through a town yesterday with 58. The population was 58 people. 58, ladies and gentlemen. Yo, how can you find a significant other in a town of 58 people? Yo, that is crazy, bro. And it looks like we're veering off the track here. Oh, there's a sign on the right that reads Diamond. Let's make a right here, and then we're going to make a U-turn, come all the way back up, because I do not want to be here. It looks like we're getting away from the downtown area. This is a dead end anyway. This is the Diamond Oaks, so this must be like, oh, let's take a sneak peek. Hold on, this must be like a I guess a prominent area, not far from Dodgeville's downtown. Let's see what it looks like. It's a dead end because I seen these houses peeking from afar and they look different. Let's see if what I'm talking about is right. Diamond Oaks Drive. Okay, so we low-key got a little sneak peek at one of their neighborhoods. This is probably the Diamond Oaks neighborhood right here. I'm only assuming. It looks like it was newly built. This neighborhood can't be older than 20 years old. Probably less than that. These doors on my right, the brown chocolate oak wood door. Oh, there you go, the chocolate again. The brown doors on my right look cool. We're at Diamond Oaks Drive and Macy Lane. Yeah, guys. Remember we were talking about the Fig Street videos? People concerned and frustrated and whatever. A lot of people show frustration. A lot of people don't know what it takes to create this type of content. But a lot of people mentioned too. It was funny. I even cracked up. I admit, whoever said this had me, the content creator of the video, laughing. He was like, mailbox on my left, this. Street sign on my right, that. Bag of trash on my left, this. You know, cricket on the right side, that. Oh man, the narration gives me a headache. I couldn't watch any more of it. I was cracking up when he said trash. He said like. What was it? A trash bag? Was a potato chip bag on the right? That it was funny because I don't point out potato chip bags unless it's a really cool potato chip bag that's historic or vintage or has something cool going on with it. But the reason why I do that is what I said earlier on in the story. It never occurred to me that potentially a a blind person can watch my video, or not watch, or listen to my video one day. So making these videos audible became somewhat like low-key like a priority for me, you know? Like, if you're new to the channel, originally when I started these tours many years ago, in 2017, I did them in my hometown of Philadelphia, and I did them silently. I didn't talk. I just drove silent like this. Right? That's how originally I did my videos. And it felt better. It felt like I didn't have to talk. I got a speech impediment, so it's like sometimes I stutter, sometimes I slur on words, my brain doesn't process stuff correctly. So, you know, it was a win-win for me. But I had a handful of people every now and then come say, man, like, what street are we on? Tune, like, it'd be nice if you tell us something about the town, you know, this, that, the third. Tune is boring, quiet is boring, silence is boring, right. So one day I decided to narrate, you know, use my God-given voice. They call it the gift of gab. Somebody told me that via YouTube, and I learned about it. Look at this, is a dead end, but I'm gonna bust a U-turn so we could be newsy and look inside their garage. Yeah, they got a bunch of bikes hanging upside down from their garage. Nice sized garage too. They're in their car too. The door's open. The door's open. Yeah. So anyway, so I began narrating, and narrating became a hit. The majority liked the narrating, so I was like, cool. And one day I got this comment. We're at Diamond Oaks, Macy Lane and Diamond Oaks. I got this comment from somebody that said, I don't know if he used the Braille keyboard, or I don't know if maybe a family member wrote it for them, but they said, hey, I'm visually impaired and I really appreciate your details. I feel like I'm there and I'm able to see it. Something like that in that form. That comment touched my heart. I was like, what? Like, you telling me I got somebody that can't see my video, but they put on a set of headphones and they listen to the video and it makes them feel like they're a part of something. You know, it gives them a form of entertainment. And that's when I said, oh man, whether people like it or not, you know, I'm gonna have to start pointing out these little details. You know, so and the crazy thing about the YouTube community is not everybody's like that. Not everybody's tough, rough, and ignorant to the fact. Ignorant meaning non-intelligent, non-educated on the subject matter, on what it takes to create these. But let's make this left-hand turn. We're coming out of the Diamond Oaks community. But it began like with, you know, pointing out a few details, street signs, and it began with, look at Dodgeville, population 4,000. I'm going to pull over here. We got a car behind me. 4,984 people. You read that population sign? Matter of fact, I think I'm going to take a picture just so I can have some type of context for this town. Give me 1 second, guys. This picture's going to go on the Toon Be Chillin' Instagram page. TOONBECHILLIN. So yeah, it never occurred to me that one day a blind person might find my video. I don't know how, but and that wasn't the only one. I think I had about three of them throughout the last couple years. But who knows how many more are listening to the videos that don't comment, or that don't want to comment, or don't have the ability to comment, or whatever. And then I even had people that can see. Like, it's interesting when from a male commenter recently, as of last week, a male commenter said, man, your voice is awesome, dude. It helped put me to sleep. Keep it up. Great videos. I just subscribed. A man told me my voice was awesome. If you ask me, my voice is irritating. 614. There's a house for sale on my right. This one is for sale. 614. Look at that one. 614. They got a garage and all of that stuff. Let's see if we can get a block that we're on. We're on 614, 614, 614. Let me get to this corner and I'm going to continue the story. 614, 614, 614. We're approaching Bishop. We're on 614 Division Street, Dodgeville, Wisconsin. Look up the address if you want to know how much they wanted for that house. So anyway, so it began with like pointing out street signs, and it began with telling a little bit of context. And then when I got that comment, it was like, hold on, let me start pointing out. Some things may be obvious, some things may not be so obvious. So I remember one time, like last year, a year or two ago, somebody, when I started narrating, dude, you're telling us we're on a two-way street. Like, we can't tell. Like, that's dumb. Like, he was really frustrated that I'm telling out the obvious things. But that's why sometimes on my tours I say I'm going to point out the obvious and what may not be so obvious. Because sometimes I notice details that a viewer may not notice, or somebody who can't even see may notice. So I started with the signs, then I started pointing out the details of the buildings. which I think is common sense to me. Like, I feel stupid sometimes saying this house has siding, this house has shingles, this house has an apex roof, this house has, you know what I mean? But when you think about what I just said earlier, that's important. You know, it gives us some dialogue. And then it went from like telling those details to the history, then to like the speed limit, because people would say, "You're driving too effing fast, you idiot. Slow down." That's how brutal people will be on the internet. But you gotta have a thick skin, you know. Like, I just laugh at those, or I heart it. I'll give you a heart. Curse at me. Try it. I'm gonna give you a heart. It doesn't matter to me because it's not really affecting me. You know, I kind of got past that point. But yeah, and then I started. We're currently traveling, like right now, we're currently traveling 10 miles per hour. In that fig video, I don't know why it didn't occur to me for me not to announce my speed. We're on Dakota and Fountain, but everybody, evidently, I guess they whatever they up to in their own bedrooms in the dark, all by themselves with a bottle of lotion, watching that fig video, and they want me to go slower for their own personal preference. There was only but so slow I can drive, you know, with angry drivers behind me. But then I started talking about the speed limits. Then I started talking about people wanted to know, Tune, well, what's the weather? Then Tune, what direction are we facing? South, north, east, west? Then Tune. It's like I'm a computer. Like I'm Siri, like I'm Google, like I'm not a human being, right? It's funny. Look at this little no outlet, this little circular community right here. All in all, Dodgeville looks peaceful. We'll talk about some crime stats shortly. We'll see if anybody's famous from there. And little things like that started coming up to my mind. Like, hold on, crime stats. Then hold on, is there anybody famous from this town? But hold on, but did they shoot any movies here? And just like, you know, it's like little things started to spark. But it's not easy, guys. Multitasking, driving. This is not a voiceover. I'm not sitting in a little laboratory. Didi, get out of my laboratory. I'm not sitting in a room. I thought that was a dog looking at me. They got a statue of like a dog wolf thing. I thought a dog was looking at me. This isn't a voiceover, so I'm driving in real world time, trying to process information around me, trying to pay attention and abide by the traffic laws, trying to educate you with some historical background, trying to, you know, be a good sport about details and whatnot. So, if you're new to the channel, that's a little bit of context on, you know, what I do, you know, and my channel did not start out as a tour guide channel. I'm your unofficial tour guide, Tune 215, you know. My heart is in cinematography. If you look at some of my older work, we're at Elwood and Walnut. We got St. Joseph's Catholic Church in front of us. If you look at some of my older work, you'll see that I'm, you know, more cinematic. I prefer to, you know, do like short films, skits, music videos was what I was making money from for a few years. After I got my degree and I left the work field, I was like, man, I'm just gonna go hard with the music videos. But if you don't know the story, I lost a best friend, changed up everything, killed my old brand, started a new brand, Beyond the Sky Media. Boom! And I am here. I turned my Tune 215 channel into virtual tours documenting environments. Started with my hometown, Philadelphia, and then we began traveling the country on September 4th of 2021. So we've been damn near almost a year out on the road. We're due back home shortly. But yeah, I feel as though even though I can create good content as far as like films and movies go, and you know, music videos and commercials and unboxings, I can do, you know, creative cinematography. I feel as though that doesn't have the longevity of what we're doing right now does. Like, this has the longevity to live past me. In 200 years, are people going to want to see one of my old music videos, or want to see one of my old unboxings or short films or a little skit that I did? Or are they going to want to see, hey, I wonder what my hometown Wisconsin looked like 100 years ago, or something like that? You know what I mean? And it's cool. It's like, you know, a virtual map, virtual touring. Look at this little pantry box on my left. What's this, a book box or a pantry box? Let me see. Oh, it's a library box. Yeah, so, and I began to get intrigued with this type of content because I know when we all, there's a park on my right. When we all heard about Google Earth, I don't know if it blew you away like it blew me away, where you could type your address and you can like see your block, and then you can buffer through your block, and you, look at, there's a dog over there. That's cool. There's a dog inside the yard. A reddish hair, orangey hair dog. There's another one, a big boy running over here barking. So when Google Earth came out, it was like, wow, like I can see what I was doing that day. And I remember like 10 years ago, when the first Google Earth first came out, I put my address, and I saw me and my pop sitting on the steps. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy. Me and my pop sitting on the steps. Like, they drove by while we was sitting outside. Now, they've been updated that many times already, and we're no longer sitting outside. I wish I would have screenshotted that photo, because that would have been a good photo to have. But between Google Earth and between, I saw this video of San Francisco. There was a market street in San Francisco in the 1900s, black and white. Then I think they colorized it. And it was on what they call their market street in San Fran. And it was going this slow probably. And he was on a chariot with probably some horses in front of him. He put one of the 8mm film cameras on, I guess, the front of the vehicle, you know, to roll the film. And he documented. It was a little 10-minute video documenting. You can probably still find it. And I've shared it on a few occasions on my community feed months and months ago. And I've made a video dedicated to this project. And I explained that was one of the influences, how that person recorded that film, literally film, not video, but film, in the early 1900s, and didn't know 100 years later the masses were going to be watching it and taking it in. And he just basically simply drove through the center of their market street, and you seen like the horse chariots crossing the street. You seen the people the way they were dressed back in the 1900s. You seen the environment. It was basically like a time machine. And I was like, what? Like that's when everything clicked in. Like, man, you know what? This is bigger than me. This is kind of like a historian. This is kind of like, you know, documenting, capturing the moment. And, you know, when I saw that photo of me and my pop sitting on the steps, I was like, dang, maybe, for example, right now, we're pulling up this corner. You ready? We're pulling up to Elwood Street. Let's say this was somebody's childhood home. Let's say that little kid that's in a stroller, when they become a grandparent, they want to see their mom. You know, they say, well, I know my mom used to live in Dodgeville, and she used to live in Wisconsin. Well, that's not a baby. She didn't have a baby. She had a dog, so that's a different story. Let's say she was pulling a stroller, right? And boom, the baby grew up, blah, blah, blah. They check out this video. Like, look at that. Yo, that was my mom. That was my mom 100 years ago. Is that mommy? Is that mom? And they contact their sister. They show them pictures. Yo, is that mom? Yeah, that was your mother when she was 23, when she first had you, and blah, 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 blah. Whoa, like that image might be so powerful for that viewer. And so on. Let's say if somebody had a grandfather come out of the house and he's no longer living, you know what I mean? But I happened to capture him on video. That happened on a few occasions where, let's make this left. No, this is a do not enter. We're on Dakota and Valley. That happened on a few occasions where I had viewers watch my videos and say, yo, you passed my childhood home. I haven't been to the neighborhood in 60 years. You brought tears to my eyes. Thank you so much for this footage. Let's make this left on Lynn Street. We're on Lynn and Valley. We just came off of Valley. Yeah, so I've had people tell me that. Look at this house on the left. Oh my gosh, it's beautiful. And then just documenting these houses, man, the different styles of houses. It opens up my horizon. It broadens my visual perspective on what could be, you know, like the possibilities. For one person to grow up North Philadelphia, born and raised, Kensington's where I spent most of my days, you know what I mean? Like to grow up in what some people now call the hood, but I call it home. We're at Lynn and Perry. I want to make this right-hand turn. What some people call the hood, but I call it home. To grow up, we got Centennial Park on our left. To grow up in that environment, but then to see all the, you know, from the most prominent neighborhoods to some of the roughest neighborhoods in America, to see that, man, there's so many words that can describe the emotions that I feel. But, you know, I know this is going to live past me. And maybe when what I would like to say, when I originally started the project too, I was like, man, when I have kids one day, I want to show them the neighborhood that their father grew up in. So that's why I started growing up documenting my hometown. And also when I become 65, what if I want to see what my neighborhood looked like before it got gentrified? That was also an influence too, because my neighborhood was getting hit with gentrification. My city in general, Philadelphia in general, was getting hit with gentrification, especially the area that I grew up in, like the north side, the area that I grew up in, rapidly was changing. Look at this house on my left. I love that property right there. Nice piece of land too. It was rapidly changing at an ever so graceful pace, and I'm like, man, like these ain't the same people that I grew up with. These ain't the same faces. The people that I knew started moving out and this, that, and the third. I'm like, no. I gotta freeze this moment in time. So in 2017 was when that project began, and it started with one of my old phones. I think it was like an iPhone, like 6 or something. I don't know what it was. but it didn't have the wide angle feature like it does now. So I put it on. Wow, it was probably the 4, the iPhone 4. I had look at all these garages on my left, and then it looks like the back of homes on my right. I had stuck like a mount on my hood, and it was raining. One of the very first videos I did, I got inspired to go out at nighttime and do it. And I think one of the first neighborhoods I covered was around 5th and Westmoreland. Like I went through like Cambria, then through like 5th and Westmoreland, and went through like the hood, right? And it was raining. The footage is horrible. It's still on my page. It's probably like a horrible example of a virtual tour. The camera didn't have the wide angle, so it was vibrating, and it was on my hood, and it was raining. There's little spots of water, but I never deleted it because that's what inspired the project. Then I ended up getting to an action camera. We got United States. United, we stand flagpoles on our right. So that person sells flag accessories and flagpoles. So, I ended up leveling up from the phone to an action camera, which gave me a wider field of view, which was, what was it? Like 180 degree field of perspective. So you got a chance to see more than what you see now. But it kind of contorted the footage a little bit. So it almost gave it like a fisheye effect. Some people complained about it being a fisheye effect. I liked it because it showed more of the image, but some people didn't like it. And so on. So that led me to where I'm at today. But yeah, that's a little backstory, a little context. We're at Bray and Parry. I tell you guys some information like that because sometimes, when I go through these neighborhoods, it's like I said, sometimes I feel repetitive talking about the same details in these little neighborhoods, which don't really have much activity going on. On our left, look at that. There's a little pail, a little red pail thing. Look at this house is for sale. 301. This is 301. Look at this is for sale. 301. No, 309. I'm sorry. No, 307. So which mailbox go to your 307? 307. I'm sorry. 307. So the address is 307. The block. Which block are we on? 307. 307. 307. How many of y'all remember a number like that? Y'all just sing it. All right, we're on 307 West Parry, P-A-R-R, like Harry, P-A-R-R-Y. 307 West Parry Street, Dodgeville, Wisconsin. You can check out that home value. But yeah, guys, that was pretty interesting. Now I can copy and paste this video link and share it to anyone who has problems with my driving speed and or narration. It's like, nah, I don't care. That's funny. All right, we're on Lindsay and Parry. All right, so is there any notable people from this town? Is there anybody in history that's considered notable? Let's take a look. We have Glenn A. Abbey, U.S. diplomat, Melik Fan J. Briggs, Wisconsin State Assembly, Henry Dodge, first territorial governor. We talked about him earlier. William D. Dyke, U.S. former vice president candidate. Thomas Evans, Wisconsin State Assembly. I'm just going to name them. Homer Fieldhouse, Francis Gihon, Bradley M. Glass. Let's make this right on Valley. Lindsay and Valley. Archie Hahn, Steve Hilgenberg, Thomas Jenkins, John J. Jones, Roy C. Smelker. A lot of these all appear to be government, except Archie Hahn is like Olympics gold medal sprinter, and John Weenie Wilson is a Hall of Fame football, basketball coach. But for the most part, they were all government. Little squirrel dude, what's up, squirrel dude? Squirrel dude crossing the street. Squirrel lives matter. But yeah, that was the list of quote unquote notable people. I'm currently traveling 6 miles per hour. We're passing Bray Street, Bray and Valley. On our left-hand side, we have a classic pickup truck that looks pretty neat. I might say so myself. Gee golly. Look at this on my left-hand side. It's nice. Older truck. I like it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so what celebrities were born here, baby? Is there any celebrities born in Wisconsin? Wow, rest in peace. Chris Farley. Yeah, Chris Farley was a cool comedic actor. Remember Chris Farley? He was heavy set. He played in a handful of movies. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. William Dafoe. Oh, that's the dude from Spider-Man, the dude that plays the Hobgoblin. Yeah. Willem Dafoe. Wow, what a name, sir. Willem, W-I-L-L-E-M, Dafoe, D-A-F-O-E. Don Ameche. Never really heard of Don. He looks black and white, like the picture, so it must be like an old school actor. Mark Ruffalo. I've heard of Mark Ruffalo. I've even seen him before. What have I seen him in? Mark Ruffalo. Growing up in Kenosha, actor, younger, blah, blah, blah. Wonder where he played. I've seen Mark Ruffalo. Is it Ruffalo? I'm sorry, like Buffalo? Ruffalo. Mark Ruffalo. I've seen him before. I just can't recall what I've seen him in. Jane Kaczmarek. Don't know who she is. Spencer Tracy. Liberis. Gene Wilder. Yeah. Black and white photo, but I know who his face is. Gene Wilder. Wow. Frank Lloyd Wright. Tyne, T-Y-N-E. Tyne Dolly. Orson Welles. Wow. Is that one of the Welles brothers dudes? Hold on. Is this? No, this is a different. I'm about to say, hold on. Is it the Orson Welles, the airplane? No, that's the Wright brothers. My bad. Dodgeville Apartments on my right-hand side. We're at Montgomery and Valley. Let's make this right-hand turn. Just cause I feel like it. I thought that was one of the Wright brothers. I'm crazy, ain't I? Frederick Mark Les Paul. Oh, is that the Les Paul? Like the guitar Les Paul dude? Hold on. Gibson. Yeah, the guitar dude. Music legend Les Paul. Yeah, that's what's up. That's awesome. Bradley Whiteford, Bob Uecker, Charlotte Ray, Chris Noth, Heather Graham, Gina Rollins, Georgia O'Keeffe, Ellen Corby. We're on Montgomery and Perry. Let's go up a little bit. I think this might be a no outlet, but let's just go just in case. If it is, we'll make a U-turn. If it's not, well, you guys will get to see more. Daniel J. Trevini, Tony Shahab. Hold on. Do I know his face? Yeah, Tony Shahab is from Men in Black, and he plays Monk. The dude that gets his head shot off in Men in Black 1 by Agent K. Look at this farmlands right there, guys. There's farmlands. You see that? So this town is actually surrounded by farmland. You see that? That is like a mill or something. Wow. Look at their green space in their yard. They got so much green space, right? So much green space. They should have had a no outlet sign here. Maybe I should write the mayor. Say no. Say, hey, sir, I do not live in your state. I live several states away. But one day I was traveling in your town, and I went northbound on Montgomery and Perry, and unfortunately, I met saying nothing. I'm like, yo. And I got to sign it. My name is Bob Dylan. I'm like, no, my name is Hector Rosa Santiago Gonzalez Sanchez. There you go. Access denied. Put it in the shredder. We're at Iowa. Perry, Iowa. The intersection of Perry and Iowa. So Iowa is their downtown strip. So let's take a sneak peek through it one last time. So Tony Shahab, that's his name. Wow. That is cool. What? Oh, snap, y'all. So when we went through Mississippi, we went through the town that Oprah was born in. So she was born into poverty in rural Mississippi. We actually accidentally went into her town. I didn't go to Mississippi and go find that town because I wanted to know where Oprah Winfrey lived. I just randomly traveled like I do these towns. And we happened to coincidentally go through a town that Oprah Winfrey was born in, right? She was born in poverty in Mississippi. But she was raised in Wisconsin. She was raised in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. That's crazy. So she was raised in this state. Not in this town, but in this state. So that's weird. That's ironic. Ironic Sonic. All right, Valley. We're at Valley and Iowa. So what famous people live here still? Are there any famous people that still live here? Let's make this left on Clarence. Shout out to Clarence. Clarence. Let's make this left-hand turn. Philly Clarence. OG Clarence. One of my viewers and supporters from Philadelphia, PA. An older gentleman. All right, so Dustin Diamond lives in Wisconsin still. Is that the Dustin from Saved by the Bell? Yeah, the one who turned Saved by the Bell turned, I think he made a porno video or something. It was on the tabloids. Don't ask me how I know. But you know how you, not YouTube, Google and all them places like recommend you like the newest, like gossip. One day they recommended that and I was like, what? The one who played, was it Schneider? What was his name? I don't even remember. Maine and Clarence. We're on Maine and Clarence. We had a Class A old school RV on our left with Iowa tags. Bob Uecker still lives here. Paul Ryan, Jane Wilden, Justin Vernon. Just to name a few. What is Wisconsin known for? The state is one of the nation's leading dairy producers and is known as America's Dairyland. It's particularly famous for its cheese. The state is also famous for its beer, particularly and historically in Milwaukee, most notably as the headquarters of the Miller Brewing Company. Wow. Yo, there's a lot of good stuff that's thrown away, yo. I'm telling you, the scrapper in me, the junkyando in me, the person who restores, rehabilitates, refurbishes, resells, puts on eBay, offer up Craigslist, the hustler in me wants to pick half this stuff up and sell it. But the person with common sense knows it won't fit in this car, so I can't do that. Yo, get out of town. Yo, we out here before the alarm clock goes off. Baby. Yo, that's a hustler. I'm out here before my alarm clock woke me up, so you know it's early. But I got to be out here early, y'all, because guess what? If I drive too fast, y'all hate me. If I drive too slow, the people in real life hate me. So I got to find a happy median. And in that case, we're out here early. Gives me more time to drive slow because there's not a lot of people out here. Dang, yo. We out here before my alarm clock went off. Way before my alarm clock went off. That's what's up. That's the type of person I am. I like to be out early. Listen, get it done early so I can enjoy the evening hours. We're at Lindsay and Clarence. There's a tire swing on my right. That's a good way to recycle tires. Give everybody a old tire and forcefully make everybody have a tire swing in front of their house. Look on my right. On my left, 509 is for sale. 509. That's for sale. We'll figure out what block we're on. Lately, I have short-term memory. Lately, we're on Clarence. There you go. Shout out to Clarence. That was what, 509 Clarence or something? But yeah. And it makes sense about the dairy producers because we passed tons of dairy farms on the way here. So lastly, what movies were filmed in Wisconsin? You got 2009 Public Enemies. You got The Godfather of Green Bay, 2005. You got Bridesmaids, 2007. You got Major League, 1989. Let's make this right-hand turn on Virginia. We're on Clarence and Virginia. There's also movies that are set in Wisconsin, like Lars and the Real Girl. Michael Clayton from 2007. Deep End of the Ocean. A lot of famous movies. Movies that were shot here. What is this? The Giant Spider Invasion was shot here, 1975. So that's an old school flick. A Simple Plan was set here. Strozek was set here. A Map of the World was set here. Away We Go was set here. Yo, Transformers, Dark Side of the Moon. What? Dark of the Moon? Yeah, Transformers 3. 2011 Transformers 3 was shot here in Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, because there is a scene like a barn scene, right? The barn scene when they go get Bumblebee from inside the barn. Yeah, it might have been shot in one of these farms. That is cool. Amityville, what? Amityville Horror, 2005. Amityville Horror was shot here. Love Actually was shot here. The Prince Me was shot here. Michael Clayton. Tommy Boy. Oh, with rest in peace, Chris Farley was shot here. That's what's up. The Hulk. Marvel Studios, The Hulk was shot here. Chain Reaction was shot here. Wayne's World was shot here. The Blues Brothers, that was shot here. Bye Bye Man. Yo, Bye Bye Man was shot here. I'm knowing a lot of these movies. The American President. Cheaper by the Dozen 2 was shot here. Starman was shot here. Breaking In was shot here. Basketball was shot here. I know basketball. You remember basketball? The Last Kiss. Holy smoke. So many movies.